was painting in the basement. Wasn't the most top quality paint, but I got it painted. My suggestion, anybody does one of these birdhouses, buy better paint. But I know my birds aren't going to complain. Some kind of water-based paint. It's not very good. But if you do one of these, do not put masking tape on this plastic. I'm working my buns off to get this plastic off. I'd have been much better off just to rub some petroleum jelly on there to protect it, and then painted it and then wiped it off with a tissue. But no, I had to be Mr. Fancy with some masking tape. So I'm going to sit here an hour or two. But when I get done, we'll come back and show you how I'm going to put it together, which it just flops back and forth on top there with that rope. I didn't feel like it would hang straight, so here's my idea. I got this piece of plastic dowel. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Root around in the junk drawer. Here's a wooden thing off a light switch. I can hot glue that on the bottom of there. Come up through that dooflunker. Got some wood molding. Drilled a couple holes in it. I'm going to glue them together. Slide them down on there. And glue them right in that opening, dead center as I can get it. And then slide this on there and glue me a top on there. We'll see how it comes out. Might not work a bit better, but I'm sure having fun engineering this thing. We down at the workbench. Got my wife's hot glue gun here. I ain't never worked it, but I don't reckon you got to be no rocket scientist to do that. We're gonna figure out how it works. Got all my dooflunkers gathered up here. What I'm going to glue on this thing. We might as well get right to it. I figure with that wooden brace on top, it'll stop it from doing this business. Probably just make it more sturdy for a squirrel to hang on. Well, I reckon you got to load one of these glue sticks in here. Alright. Good Lord, this thing ain't never been used. I didn't know it was a brand new glue gun. Think I should read the instructions? Nah. Alright. I would reckon you pull the trigger and it'll feed that thing in there. Alright, my friends, I have fired up the GoPro app. Find all my dooflunkers. Get my ducks all in a row. I didn't realize part of that thing was peeled off. We're going to glue it anywho. Which end would be the best? I got this thing fired off. Let's see if we can't start with this. Doesn't really matter. I guess you just put some glue on there and stick it together. Let's practice on a piece of wood or something. I've never used this gun. Where is a piece of wood? Oh, there's got to be one stuck here in the corner somewhere. Like welding. If you're going to weld a project, I found out years ago, experiment on a piece of scrap iron the same size before you go to firing off that welder. Make sure you got your temperature set right. Ooh, there's that glue coming out. How long does it take this crap to get cool? Don't want to touch it with my finger, I'll get burned. Yeah, it's still gluey. Probably take it 5 minutes to dry. We're going to assume so anyway. Okay. Put some glue in the hole. Some glue on this Pwalpar. Let's put her together. Well, it dried pretty quick. Well, I've discovered you only got just a few seconds to work with this stuff. Had to trim some of that excess off. Okay. You need to set it up on something. And why didn't I think of that? Just put this in there first and then put it together. Should have thought of that myself. You know what? I did think of that myself. It just took me a while. We want to glue them bad boys right there. I didn't do the greatest in the world, but I stuck it in there. More like welding something. Doesn't need a whole lot of strength to stay in there anyway. We're getting there in a hurry now. Well, we just need an end on this booger bear. Ta-da! Yes, sir. That's going to work a whole lot better. I'd like to have anything better. I found this curtain hook or whatever it is. We dropped that on there. We're going to glue that piece of plastic on the end of that stick. Ooh, that's hot. Mr. Walt's hand. Alright, let's weld that booger together. When they're cool, we'll flip it over and glue the other side. I think it glues skin real good. It ain't coming off. Not without a little pain. I wonder if you're supposed to empty a glue gun when you get through now. Heat'll melt it out of there when somebody reuses it. We're going to call our project done. It's ready to hang in a tree somewhere or on a chain or something. For better or worse, that's all I'm going to do with her.